Official clock is showing 6 o'clock. We will therefore call this meeting of the Middletown Historic Commission to order. And please do the roll call.
Roger Daniel.
Here.
Sam Cornwall.
Here.
Rachel Rutherford.
Here.
Matt Dixon.
Here.
Corey Carter.
Here.
Andy Brickler.
Here.
Michelle Perkins.
Here.
You have quorum.
Right. Would everyone that is going to testify before the commission today, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Has everyone had an opportunity to approve the minutes for the July 20th, 2023 meeting of the Middletown Historic Commission?
Yes.
Are there any omissions or errors that the commission members would like to identify? Any corrections to be offered? All right. Do we have a motion with regard to the minutes?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. The minutes of the Middletown Historic Commission meeting of July 20th, 2023 are approved. Okay. First item on our agenda for today is a certificate of appropriateness for a sign at 124 South Main Street. We have a staff report.
We do. So tonight before us, we have a application for a certificate of appropriateness for the installation of 2 wall signs. 124 South Main Street is a 2-story painted brick commercial building located in the South Main Historic District. Previously was the office space for the Oaks Community Church, and now is a photography studio. The applicant is proposing the installation of 2 wall signs shown here. They didn't actually install it, this is just our rendering. The one to the left is the south side, the one to the right is the north side. So both signs are 30 inches by 36 inches screwed in. They're plates. They're not like a thick wall sign. They're not illuminated. It's just what you see is what you get. The right-hand side is the logo. Here's the location of the building. It's in the UCS subdistrict. First sign will go here. Second sign is on this side. For the time limit, the applicant shall submit a completed application for certificate of zoning compliance within 1 year of the date the COA was approved, or the approval shall expire. The date of the approval shall be the date the Development Code Administrator issues the certificate of appropriateness. Upon expiration of a COA, a new application, including all applicable fees, shall be required before the new application will be reviewed. Upon written request, one extension of 1 year may be granted by the Development Code Administrator. If the applicant can show good cause for a delay, the Historic Commission may authorize alternative time limits for certificate of zoning compliance issued based on the scale of the proposed development. Appeals. Any person directly affected by a decision, the Historic Preservation Administrator or the Historic Commission shall have the right to appeal to the Planning Commission, provided that a written application for appeal is filed within 20 calendar days of the decision. Notice or order was serviced. An application for appeal shall be based on a claim that 1, the true intent of the applicable code section of the rules legally adopted thereunder have been incorrectly interpreted. 2, the provisions of this code do not fully apply. 3, the requirements of this code are adequately satisfied by other means. No building permit or other permit required for the activity applied shall be issued during the 20-day period or while an appeal is pending. The Planning Commission shall consider an appeal within 30 calendar days of receipt, and shall utilize the written findings of the Historic Preservation Administrator or the Historic Commission in rendering their decision. Majority vote of the Planning Commission shall be required to overturn a decision of the Historic Preservation Administrator or Historic Commission. All right, that ends my staff report, and the applicant is not present.
Does the commission have any questions for staff? Does any member of the public wish to speak in favor of the application? Does any member of the public wish to speak in opposition to the application? There being no response, is there any discussion amongst the commission? In that case, do we have a motion?
I move to accept it as applied.
I'll second.
All right. Can you call the roll?
Michelle Perkins,
Here. Yes.
Andy Brickler,
Yes.
Corey Carter,
Yes.
Matt Dixon,
Yes.
Rachel Rutherford,
Yes.
Sam Cornwell, Roger Daniel.
Yes.
All right.
The application is approved. The next item on the agenda is a certificate of appropriateness as for a roof replacement at 2804 Central Avenue. Do we have a staff report?
We do. So tonight before us, we have a application for certificate of appropriateness for the replacement of a roof. The property is a two-story brick residential dwelling built in 1924. The property is zoned R2 low-density residential and is located in the Highlands Historic District. The applicant is proposing replacement of the existing roof. Below, the applicant provided photos indicating or showing you the building and then also the roof, the style. Some additional photos. And then the roof the shingles that they're going to replace are the shingles that you just saw momentarily or moments ago. Property is located in the R2 low density residential district. Here's the property, here's the home. The time limit and the appeals is exactly as what I just read before. And then I also included the review criteria. If you'd like me to read that, I can. If not, that ends my staff report and the applicant is present.
All right. Would the applicant like to speak for towards the application? If you can step up to the podium and identify yourself to the record and verify that you were sworn in at the beginning.
Good evening, Commission. My name is Rachel Lewitt. This is Matthew Armbruster, my husband. We are the very proud owners of 2804 Central Avenue, and we were sworn in officially for this meeting. So we come before you tonight to discuss the proposal for a new roof project. As you can see from the photos, we've been investing lots into this property. We love living in the Highlands Historic District. We thoroughly enjoy living in our home. This was my grandparents' home since the 1950s, and then it became mine in 2007, and we've lived there since 2012. We continue to make improvements, and this is the next step in that direction for making this the most wonderful home that we can make it. Matthew is here with me, and he will discuss the project proposal further with you.
Hi. What's on the house now is a shake roof, cedar shake. It's 40 plus years old, so it's lasted a good long time. We'd love to put cedar shake back on it, but it's not affordable. So we picked the next best thing, which is the luxury roof, which you all saw. Do you want to see it, Sam?
I actually see it.
Okay. Luxury roof. There's several different styles, and we chose the one that will look like slate, and the color will look like a slate as well. You can see where it's very heavy. Other than shake, this would be the next best thing. This is not put on a lot of homes. It's an expensive roof. It's put on historic properties. One of our architects that we work with said that they just put this on a historic church in Cincinnati, where they took off the actual slate and used this. So when we replace this, we're going to go ahead and replace the 2 rubber roofs on the house also, the one on the back veranda and then the one at the garage. And we're asking for your approval so we can get moving on this. Hopefully, we can have this done sometime in the late fall. It's a special order item. It might not be made this year. It might be March or April until we can do it next year, but we're gonna shoot for this year.
And just,
Oh.
sorry, to add, thank you. There are 2 separate buildings on the property. One is the actual residence and the other is the
Yeah.
detached garage bathhouse, so this is a replacement of both.
Both. Yep, should've said that.
Does any member of the commission have questions for the applicant? Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you for your time.
Does any member of the commission have any questions for the staff? Is there any member of the public that wishes to speak in favor of the application? Is there any member of the public that wishes to speak in opposition to the application? There being no response, is there any discussion amongst the board or the commission? All right, do we have a motion?
I move for approval. Or he does. We both do.
Who,
That could be personal. All right. Can you please call the roll?
Roger Daniel,
Yes.
Sam Cornwall, Rachel Rutherford,
Yes.
Matt Dixon,
Yes.
Corey Carter,
Yes.
Andy Brickler,
Yes.
Michelle Perkins.
Yes.
All right, the application is approved.
Thank you.
You guys.
Thank you. All right, do we have any new or old business to address?
So I think first on new business would be welcoming Michelle Perkins to our Historic Commission.
Thank you. Nice to meet you all.
Do we want to go through and everybody introduce ourselves to her?
I am Rachel Rutherford.
Matthew Dixon, I'm a local attorney.
Roger Daniel.
Andy Brickler. Sam Cornwall.
And Corey Carter.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome aboard. All right. Any other items?
So last Historic Commission meeting, we talked about 2 particular properties, one being the old US Hotel, and then the other one being 4 North Main Street. So the old US Hotel, I was able to speak to the property owner. I believe it was the property owner. It was over the phone. They did close up, or they did inform me that they closed up the hole. It's kind of on the 2nd story / roof, or 3rd story, I should say. Wasn't able to confirm or deny, because you have to come from the inside to be able to actually see it. But taking their word for it, seems like they're making forward progress and at least trying to get the building to be somewhat stable. At this point in time, they're looking at operating a yoga studio and a cupcake store on the lower floor, and then on the upper floor, they're talking about doing residential. With 4 North Main Street, I forwarded you guys just one of the email strings that we had where multiple times I asked them to come in and apply for a certificate of appropriateness, and there was that banter back and forth whether or not they were actually in the historic district or they're historically designated, etc. I feel like I've explained it enough. At this point in time, civil penalties will start being applied to this property. Tried not to not do that and tried working with them, but at this point in time, it doesn't seem like there's any feasible options moving forward. If you are in contact with them or if you know them, if you could reach out and just ask them to apply, that'd be great. We can move forward without having to go through this. And then with the historic preservation plan, I updated Michelle just briefly before she came in, but right now they're still filling out the body of each chapter and kind of filling that out a bit more. Once they get to a point where they feel satisfied or that it would be enough for us to send back and review, they will send it back to us. And then at that point in time, it'll be sent to you for your review, and then when we think it's necessary or ideal to host a second public meeting, we'll do that. I still want to have 30 days where I can post a legal notice for the city to see, and I want to post it on our city's social media pages as well. So whenever we think that it's ready, I'll at least want 30 more days to try to do public outreach. That covers the big three that I had written down.
I think there was a request to reach out to the law
Law
department
department.
to see if they would come and address us as to what options we have beyond the civil penalties.
Okay, yep. So that's another thing is it was a bit tight of a turnaround. I'm gonna have them try to come at our next meeting. So whenever we have our law department come, we have to schedule them. They have to kind of work it around which one can actually come. And then also we have to work that into our budget, our department's budget as well, because our law department's contracted out. So then we will be paying them by the hour. Not an issue. We'll have them here. Just try to get them in the next meeting.
Isn't it the prosecutor's office that pursues the civil penalties, or is it only the contractor?
I am not as well-spoken in the law department, which is why I would defer to them.
Does any member of the commission have any old or new business to be brought before the commission? All right. In that case, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. This meeting of the Middletown Historic Commission is hereby adjourned.
Fellas, good one, Efficiency.
14 minutes.
Yeah, it's not bad for us. You too, bud.